Stream Elements, H1 Nautic 0 Verkil is now live. Streaming Apex Legends, Stream Streak 265 plus Splitgate Streak 630 plus come in and say hi.
Alright. To take it to paradise. Never would told you I changed. When I know I never could, no I can't. Not nobody else suspicious you need to stay. You should stay. Wake up, I'm wasted still. Time that I'm wasted here. The way I'll be fucked up if you come right here. Oh, 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 oh. empty-handed. You know that I can't live without. Understand? Oh, oh, oh.
5 minutes remaining.
I'm out. No cat. No cat. Stop eating Biden. Stop eating Biden! You're really going to town on Biden, aren't you? Small. Is it on Hawaii? By the bay, by the river valley. Magic of the light. Ah. Fucking dare.
Tie the leader. Lost the lead.
Nope. Thought I already shot you once.
Tie the leader. Lost the lead. Kingslayer. 1 minute remaining.
He ran right over me.
Game over.
Really fucking wrong.
Game starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fiesta Team Deathmatch. First blood. Gain the lead. Lost the lead. 5 minutes remaining. Tied the leader. Gain the lead. Lost the lead.
Little to the right. Ooh. 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 Watch the brethren call. Yeah. Brethren call. I feel safest call. I can't lock on my doors. Only we live in cars. In my car. Made for days in cars.
Game starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fiesta Team Deathmatch. Lost the lead.
Seriously, that guy didn't hit him once? No! No! My rocket! Come back to me, 'cause I come, but they never wanna leave. Exes and yours that hurt me. Wanna come, but they never wanna leave. Exes and the yours, they hurt me. Like yours, they want me. Oh, they won't let go. Exes, the yours, they hurt me. Like yours, they want me. Oh, they won't let go. X's and O's. I'll run back to me. Always wanna come, but they never wanna. My exes. And yours, they want me. My girls, they want me. Won't let go, this knows. Me.
Game starts in 5, 4, 3.
G-force, so obviously things like motion rigs can give you the sensation of instantaneous G-force, but when it comes to going around a corner and really feeling those strains on your neck and feeling yourself kind of pushed into the side bolsters of the seat, obviously that's something that's not really achievable, at least in a home, unless you have some massive rig that's able to rotate. So that's always been a limitation of sim racing as well. And then the third thing, in my opinion, and let me know in the comments what you guys think about this as well, but the third thing that I've always felt is missing from sim racing is some sort of an active feedback loop within the brake pedal in particular that actually gives the sensation of the pads interfacing with the rotor and the changes that take place there as the car enters a braking zone and brakes through a corner. And that is exactly what these brand new SimCube active pedals are looking to achieve. Now, before we get started, I also want to give you the full context of exactly what's going on here and how we're doing this. So they offered to send us one pedal as a free of charge type arrangement, exactly the same as what we do with most of our review videos here at Boosted Media. So we have got one supplied to us free of charge. The second pedal they sent across to us as well, and basically told me if I decide that I want to keep it, they'll give me a bit of a discount on it, and obviously I won't have to pay for shipping or import duties. If I don't like it, then I've got basically 5 weeks to test out the entire system and then send the second pedal back to them. So it's going to be really interesting to see whether I feel that there is enough value in having one of these as a throttle or a clutch pedal potentially, you know, to justify the cost here. And just quickly looking at my notes here for you guys, a single pedal, these are massively expensive. So just a single pedal on its own comes in at about 2,400 euro. And if you buy a 2-pedal set, you're looking at 4,425 euro. So they are extremely expensive. And I know that that's going to be prohibitive for the majority of sim racers. There's not going to be that many people out there that are willing to spend that kind of money on something for sim racing. But what I'm really excited about here is to check out the technology and, you know, get an idea of how this might filter down into
Forgot about that
in the future as well. Obviously, we can see straight away that the build quality here is absolutely amazing. And we will, of course, analyze that in a lot more detail when we get into our full review video. But I really want to focus on the driving experience and what it's like to actually drive with these pedals for the very first time today. So to just give you an idea of exactly what's going on here, just so you know how these pedals work, you can see here we've got the standard pedal arm, which goes back into the base plate here. You can see a motor on the front here, which is actually connected to a little worm drive internally. And what that worm drive does, pretty much the same as the actuators that you have on a motion rig like the D-Box, for example. What that does is it winds in and out extremely quickly, and that's actually able to give you the sensation of feedback in the pedal itself. But not only that, it also allows you to set up different pedal feels, feedback aside. So say, for example, you're driving a GT3 car, you want to have a really stiff pedal, and then you want to jump across into a street car. You can actually set up profiles in software and have the pedal feel completely different between different vehicles, which is going to be really interesting as well. And there's a lot to unpack there around muscle memory too. But back to the way this works mechanically, you've got the worm drive which goes in, you've got the arm here, and then the pedal, as you can see here, is actually able to move physically back and forward, vibrate, and do all those things in real time. It's going to be really interesting to see as well what the latency is like here too, because I think that could be a deal breaker if it's not fast enough. It gives you that sense of disconnection between the car and what you're doing in terms of input. And then this little module here is a strain gauge or a load cell. So then what happens is as you push down on the pedal, just like with any other load cell pedal pretty much, you push in and those little notches there kind of compress or deflect a little bit, and that slight deflection in the load cell braking force inside the game. So it's pretty
damn
simple
wife
concept,
is what
really,
I
in terms
told
of the
her.
mechanical design. You can see just how heavy
To my
it is, how solid the mounting is at the bottom
shoulder.
there as well. But again, we'll unpack all that when we get into our full review a little bit later on. But really, I think what it's going to come down to, the make or break here is going to be the software side of things and how well that is integrated. I think that, you know, building something like this mechanically isn't all that difficult. Actually getting it to work properly and give you the sensation that you want to have in the pedal is really going to be where the money's at with these products. So anyway, enough rambling. Hopefully that sets the stage for what we're going to be doing today. Let's get these mounted on the base plate now, get them on the rig and get into doing some driving. Okay, so pedals are installed on the rig. No major issues with the installation other than the fact that unfortunately the second pedal that they sent us didn't include any bolts. So we had to rummage around and find the right bolts and peanuts to get that mounted. Hopefully that doesn't happen to you guys, but if it has, let us know in the comments down below. But otherwise, very simple to install. The base plate and everything was nice and simple to put together too. Now, I know you guys are keen to get up and driving. Trust me, I'm very keen to experience this as well, but it is important that we take a quick look at the SimiCube tuner software here, simply because this is responsible for pretty much every single adjustment on these. You don't have to change out springs or elastomers or anything like that. Even adjusting the pedal angle is all done in the software. There are a couple of mechanical
I
adjustments
believe I can fly.
later on. So this is what the active pedal software looks like. Very similar in its look and feel to the True Drive software you guys are familiar with for the SimiCube 2 wheelbases. And basically you've got a tab here for your profile. You can load, save, clone, import and export profiles from here. Very powerful. Again, remembering that we will be able to set up profiles for individual cars, individual sims and whatnot. And that is one thing that I'm really looking forward to. I think you can kind of the best way to think of this is you can break it down into two distinct advantages that you have with these pedals that make them unlike anything, at least that I've ever tested before. So you've got the ability to actually set up profiles for how the pedals mechanically feel under your foot, and then quickly switch between those without having to make any mechanical adjustments. And then you've also got the force feedback side of things as well that actually lets you feel effects of what the car's doing through the pedals. So those are the two distinct things. So pedal profiles are obviously going to be really important here, and it's great that we have the ability to do that. And you can see we also have tags for the game, the car class, the car, and something else that you might want to put in there as well. So that's really great to see that. And then we click down to the, let's start off with the brake pedal, because I think that's going to be the one that people are the most interested in. So you see up the top here, we've got a button that says configure. This just allows us to calibrate the load cell and make some other minor adjustments here. One really cool thing that I really like here is you'll notice when I move this slider, the pedal actually physically moves its position. So you can get the angle set up for different drivers very simply. I'm gonna set that back to, I think I had it at 30. And yeah, that feels about right for me. I'm gonna cancel back out of that again. Then we also have the addition of the things that we would traditionally adjust mechanically on the pedal. So things like your pedal travel, your preload, for example, and whatnot. So let's go through those methodically quickly now. We've got a curve maximum force. I already know that 150 kilograms is gonna be way too heavy for me. I normally brake with about 70 to 80 kilos. Let's set it in the middle at the moment, 75.
5 enemy portals
an
and
adjustment
AR.
for our bottom and top dead zone. That's that little slider down here. So if you, like me, have a habit of resting your foot on the brake, you can add in a little bit of dead zone there just to make sure that you're not getting any brake drag inside the game. Now I'm gonna start off with this at 0 just because resting my foot on the brake pedal there, I don't feel any slop or anything like that in the pedal. So let's start off with the minimum and then we can tweak that as we need to. Then we also have an adjustment here for our top dead zone, but this is gonna give us a little bit of an interesting thing that we can do in the calibration too. But before we get into all that, I wanna just push down on the pedal and actually feel what this feels like. At the moment, we've got it in a linear configuration with my normal kind of kilograms of force adjustment there. So let me push that pedal down. Okay. it just feels like a normal linear kind of spring pedal. There's a little bit of not graininess there, but I can feel the sensation of a little bit of mechanical resistance there. And you can actually hear that on the microphone, most likely you can anyway. Let's push that down now. So there is a little bit of underlying graininess, and I don't know whether that's metal-to-metal contact, just where things are sliding and that will loosen up, or whether it's just the, you know, the sensation of the motor actually
What's in my head?
pedal. So yeah, I'm not sure about that, but I can tell you that the response is absolutely immediate. So when I lift off the pedal, it bounces straight back underneath my foot. And I'm driving with softs for today's video just because I want to feel every little detail that's going on. I don't want anything between my foot and the pedal that's going to dampen that experience. But yeah, I mean, that's got a really, I mean, you would never know that you were connected to an electric motor there. That just feels absolutely instantaneous. And there's no hint of roboticness to it at all, which I wasn't expecting at this price point, but I was a little bit worried might be the case. But yeah, that is absolutely perfectly smooth there, other than just that slight underpinning graininess with that metal-to-metal contact. And obviously, over the course of the next few weeks as we test these out, we'll see whether that goes away or whether that's something that's just always there as a result of the way these pedals work. But then what we can do along the top here is choose between a couple of different presets, as well as adjust the individual nodes to our preference too. So we started off with linear. Let's click on square now. And oh, wow. That's amazing. So when I push down on the pedal now, it starts off really not sloppy, but quite loose and easy to depress. And then as we go up, it gets stiffer and stiffer and stiffer and stiffer. So, you know, I'm not really sure I would want to use that. I mean, it feels quite similar to a more entry-level load cell brake, I would say, in this configuration. It doesn't really have that clearly defined threshold point that we talk about in a lot of our review videos. And that's so important for threshold braking. But then if we go to something like an S-curve, this is where I think I'll probably end up landing. So what we can do here is we can have a relatively easy first stage, and I guess this would be how you configure a two-stage braking kind of scenario, like what I prefer in my pedals. So the initial phase is quite soft here, and then we get into the ramp up where it gets a little bit stiffer, and then we can modulate around that point. Now, I often explain to you guys that I like to usually configure my threshold point to about 80% braking pressure, and then I'm able to modulate around that as I go. So yeah, I mean, the fact that we can tweak this though, so if I'm not 100% happy with that preset, what I can do is I can adjust it. So for example, I want my threshold point to be at about 80% braking pressure. So you can see there it's about 75. So I can go down a little bit. I've got to get my head around all this still.
4, 3.
But we could actually even have like a bump in it. So we could go initial and then, whoa. So you got the initial one and then you got, it rolls off and then a second one. That would actually feel quite good for a clutch to simulate the bite point in a clutch. But obviously for a brake, that's completely ridiculous. But I don't want to spend too much time fine tuning here because obviously we need to go driving and tweak all this. But the beauty of this is that we can tweak it. We don't have to get down there, make adjustments with tools and then find we don't like something and go back. And I know that for a lot of people, including myself, often you'll settle for something that's maybe less than ideal just because you can't be bothered to get in there and change. And of course, if you're switching between something like a GT3 or an F1 car, then going into a street car, you might actually want to have a completely different pedal feel. And in this case, all you would have to do is just switch between profiles and it's going to do it for you. So it's definitely a revolutionary product in that sense alone before we even get into force feedback stuff. Now, one thing that you'll notice here is when I push the pedal down to 100% braking pressure as interpreted by the game, it's actually maxing out the travel on the pedal. And that's a little bit unlike a load cell or pressure-based system because normally you can actually push those pedals almost infinitely. They obviously get stiffer and stiffer to the point where you can't mechanically push them any further, but there isn't usually a mechanical bump stop that physically stops you from pushing the pedal any further. Whereas with these, we have, again, a software-based bump stop effectively. So what we can do is we can adjust that down. And then what that's going to allow us to do is have the 100% input point a little bit before the maximum travel in the pedal. And that's just going to give you that little bit of additional feel around that 100% braking point if you wish to have that as well. So that's the difference between the dead zone adjustment here at the top and the curve maximum force on the right-hand side, at least as I understand it. And again, I am going to go through all this in a lot more detail, get my head around everything properly before we do our full review. And then down the bottom here, we also have a pedal travel adjustment. You can see as I move that up and down, it's actually going to adjust the scale on the graph. So if I was to go to, say, 5mm of travel, you can see all of that stuff is all going on with basically nothing going on in the pedal in terms of movement at all. So, for example, my Acertec Invicta pedals, which I normally drive with, have about 20mm of travel. I want to say something around there. So if I go to there, then yeah, that actually feels pretty similar to what my Acertec Invictas do the way I have them configured. Obviously, they have that extended travel kit if you wish to do that. But I'm going to actually start these off at about 30mm, I think. And we'll see how we go with that. So then just quickly below that, we've also got an adjustment here for dampening. From what I understand, this adds a little bit of, I guess, what you could call hysteresis, or it kind of interpolates around the data to make it just that little bit smoother. So if you've got a habit of really kind of stabbing at the throttle pedal or maybe making little tiny micro adjustments, and you want to smooth those off because they can unsettle the car, and that gives you the ability to do that as well. That's definitely something that I'll be experimenting with extensively. I'm going to leave that off for now. And then we also, interestingly, have an adjustment for friction here too. I don't know why we want that, but I haven't felt it yet. Let's crank that to 50%. So yeah, it just makes the pedal feel like it's mechanically binding. Again, it's a really authentic feel. I just don't know why anybody would want it. Yeah, that's really, it feels like the metal kind of binding together. You're gonna have to overcome that initial friction when it kind of gets going. But yeah, for a brake pedal, at least, I don't know why anybody would want that. And then we've got a smoothness adjustment here too. Okay, yeah, that actually gives it a more, that's really, wow. It actually gives it a more hydraulic kind of feeling. So you get a sensation of the fluid kind of compressing, and then you get that real. There's so much to play with in here. Like it's almost infinite adjustment. That's crazy. Oh wow. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, with that setting off, it feels almost more like just a normal sort of load cell pedal. And then with it on, it really gives it that authentic hydraulic feeling. So yeah, that's really, I'm going to leave it off for now. That's really interesting. It's amazing how much they're able to. Again, we haven't even got into force feedback yet. So then scrolling down a little bit further, we've got simulator input mapping. So this is actually making adjustments to the curve mapping, similar to what we had above. But remember, again, this is making adjustments to the mechanical feel of the pedals. This one is actually making adjustments to the signal as it comes out of the pedals. Now, obviously, the mechanical feel will have an influence on the signal. So if you've got a linear signal coming out, but the pedal has a non-linear response, then ultimately you're going to end up with a non-linear input into the game, if that makes sense. But that, again, is something else that we can have a play around with as well. We've also got a force input range here, which I notice is a little bit below what we have it set to our curve maximum forces. So again, something else that we can play around with. I'm going to leave that set to linear for now. And then we get down into our effects. So we've got motor vibration. That's sort of like an engine vibration that comes through the pedals. Probably won't want to have that on my brake pedal, I don't think, but maybe on the throttle pedal. Then we've got an ABS effect and a traction control effect, which it does note at this point in time, at least, isn't working in RAC. It does work with AC and ACC. We're going to be testing out in ACC with the new version 1.9.0 update, which is pretty much my favorite thing in the entire universe right now. And yeah, that is it in terms of effects, at least at this point in time. And again, we'll fiddle around with this once we get up and driving. So then let's click across to the throttle pedal, and you can see we've got exactly the same adjustments here. You can imagine that what we would want to have in terms of our adjustment for a throttle pedal is going to be quite different. Now at the moment, I have a 150 kilogram spring in my throttle pedal, which is obviously not what we want. Let's wind that down to, well, let's wind it down to minimum actually, which is 5.1 kilograms. Let's see what that feels like. Okay, so that's pretty darn sloppy, but again, you can hear that kind of inherent friction in the design of the pedal. So look, I will go as far as to say that if I was using any other throttle pedal that I've reviewed and it was this grainy, I would say that that was a problem. I would feel like if... All right, so the moment of truth has finally come. We're in Assetto Corsa Competizione at Imola, my favorite test track for testing out brake pedals, as you guys would know. We're driving the brand new Porsche 992 in Assetto Corsa as well. So rear engine, really difficult to manage around this track. You really have to have a lot of finesse in your braking. Now, what I did was a bunch of laps around here with my 8-second Victor pedals, which I've been running on the rig for over 18 months now, and really got my muscle memory locked in with those pedals. I was able to achieve, with a little bit of setup work around here, about a 144.6. So it was a 144.575 in fact. So remembering again that all I've done here is just configure the pedal to feel relatively similar to what I'm used to. So, okay, so immediately even just revving the engine, I can feel the vibration of the engine through the throttle pedal. Now, I do have a D-Box Gen 5 or Gen 3 on this rig, so I do get the vibration through the rig already, but that feels really, really authentic. I mean, you do get a little bit of engine vibration depending on the type of car you're driving through a throttle pedal in a real car. So it definitely has that additional little bit of immersion. But let's head out. Oh man, I've been waiting for this for so long. Really excited. So okay, the throttle does have a really nice. Again, it's completely configurable. So I have to have a completely different approach to this to what I would normally do for a pedal review video. But let's see. Oh wow! No way! So I felt the brake pedal fighting against me as I pushed into that ABS. Whoa! Okay. No! No way! Now, whether or not that hitting that ABS is having an impact on the telemetry data. I can't see the telemetry data here in front of me now. I'll look up on the screen up on top of the sim rig and I'll see if I can see, but it doesn't. Oh, maybe a little bit. But that feels, I mean, I've never driven a real life GT3 race car, so I can't tell you that it feels absolutely authentic, but what I can tell you is exactly what I was saying at the start of the video and what I'd hoped. So there are three things that are missing in sim racing. There's the sensation of sustained G-force, which obviously we still don't have. There's a sense of danger, of course, and then there's the mechanical sensation of braking through the pedals, and that is just nuts.
Hey!
Man.
Hey! 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 Hey!
I so hope that we see more affordable versions of this, because it genuinely conflicts me, because it's so awesome, but yet I know that a lot of people won't have the opportunity to experience this, and that sucks. 'Cause I mean, it's too early to say, but I can't see how this wouldn't make me faster, because it's giving me a level of feedback and a level of sensation that I've never ever experienced before in a sim. Like, it's just with the motion platform. I've tested a bunch of motion platforms over the years now, from seat movers to traction loss systems, and then full cockpit movers like what I have now. As you guys would know, I actually took the traction loss system off the rig, because I didn't feel like, for the type of driving that I do at least, it was really adding all that much benefit, and it was just making things more complicated. And there is a very, very fine line with sim racing effects between things that are actually adding useful information and things that are just adding noise. And what you want to be able to do is you want to be able to dial things in so that you're really feeling what's going on with the car, but without it just adding a whole bunch of superfluous noise. And this is communicating what the car's doing. This is just unbelievable. I think back to the very first time I experienced haptic feedback on a sim rig, when I put the butt kicker on my Next Level Racing FGT cockpit, and just the overall, like, just the shock on my face when I did that, because I'd never experienced anything like. And this is the first time, even having experienced, you know, motion cockpits and things like that since, this is the first time in probably about 4 years that I've absolutely just been blown away by something. This is just unbelievable. Oh, man. I'm not faster yet, I can tell you that, but... And again, I'm just using the settings that I put in immediately, just because I thought that would be about right. There's obviously going to be weeks and weeks of adjusting this before we actually get into the full review. But again, I can't approach this like a normal pedal review, because normally you've got you know, a range of adjustment, and you have to work within that. So it comes down to, you know, do these pedals give you the sensation that you need, and are they good value for money as a result of that? Whereas this, because you can tweak it, you can make it whatever you want it to be. You've got the advantage of that. You've got obviously the advantage of being able to adjust on the fly as well. So there's huge benefit in that for anybody that's changing between cars regularly. And definitely in the review, we'll jump into some street cars as well, and just show you how easy it is to transition. But yeah, I'm genuinely conflicted, because these pedals are so expensive that they're just out of the question for so many people. And like, it opens up the whole it genuinely opens up the whole can of worms of, you know, is something like this an unfair advantage? Are we going to see people that own these pedals, that can afford these pedals, just dominating? I don't know. It's too early to say, but it's definitely something that we need to discuss. But I'm going to try to put in a couple of faster lap times. I haven't even been paying attention to my lap times. I should switch across. Okay, so that was a 1:46.45. So just under 2 seconds off my fast pace before, but I've been just sort of chatting and driving here. So let's pick up the pace now. My tyres are in the optimum range, so there's no excuses. This lap obviously isn't going to be a fast one, but even just the... Oh, man. I can tell you already. I think I'm gonna have to buy this throttle pedal. Whoa! Caught it though. I was unsure of whether there was enough in it to really be beneficial, but I mean, obviously there are other ways to achieve engine vibration in a pedal. You can just use a little vibration puck or a tactile feedback puck and do it that way. So it'd be a lot cheaper. But for me, I think the ability to make those adjustments is really where the value is in the pedal. For me, I'm gonna have to think long and hard about it. I'm gonna reserve judgment just for now. The excitement is telling me that I want it. I'm gonna have to sit down tonight and really have a good think about. Yeah, I'm not gonna make a call on it for today's video. Just the control that I have is nuts. And yeah, again, like I'm not expecting to be immediately faster. And, you know, there's a ton of adjustment to explore here to really, really get the maximum out of each car. And it's going to be really cool to see what people do with sharing profiles and all that kind of thing. There's just so much to unpack here. But this is just something else. I think this is going to be faster than my PB. Let's go. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Lost the lead.
144.39. That's 0.25 of a second faster. And I've only done about 7 laps.
Kill lost.
What the? I think that says it all. I mean, I don't even know what to say for a conclusion.
Double kill.
I've been driving with the Invicta pedals now for 18 months plus, and you know, my muscle memory is so dialed in. I threw these pedals on the rig.
Yeah, Collat!
Tweaked them just off the top of my head to what I thought would be, you know, roughly.
You
in the
love a
ballpark
Collat.
that might feel good. There's a million things to unpack yet and adjust and fine tune, and you know, obviously we're going to cover all those things for you guys over time. But I've just done better than my PB immediately, and that is just. It's down to what I think from the sensation of driving is like I'm feeling the pitch of the car, feeling the car move around, and I'm able to just use that feedback in the brake pedal to modulate around the ABS. I can, you know, everything's just coming together. That one missing link is just there now, and I mean, this is a raw first impressions video. And I hope that I'm not, you know, too over the top. And you know, maybe I'll come back when we do the full review, and I'll be like, yeah, it was all, you know, I was so excited. But the fact that my excitement level is this high is a given that shows you how impressed I am with this. I mean, we have access to some absolutely incredible technology here, and you know, we're extremely privileged, thanks to you guys, for that to be possible. But you know, even when we fired up the triple 65-inch displays for the first time, that didn't blow me away to the extent that this does. Just the deeper level of immersion to begin with, even before you even look at whether it can actually make you faster, is just incredible. So I think, yeah, I'm not gonna tell you you should rush out and buy these because they are massively expensive. What I can say is that I'm extremely excited and happy that they exist, and I really hope we do see, you know, cheaper products coming out down the line. So we will unpack this in a lot more detail in the full
Jack,
video. And,
get back.
I also want to have some discussion with you guys around, you know, how you feel about products like this.
Loose.
Given
Foot
that,
loose.
you know, they are, you know, it's such a high, you know, financial barrier.
Ah, darn it.
Does this make sim racing pay to win?
Burrito, Dorito,
What I can tell you is that,
burrito.
I mean,
That actually sounds really good.
faster than I've ever gone before in this kind of track combination. And yeah, that really does surprise me. I thought it would take me a number of days to get to that point. So there you go, guys. That is my raw first impressions. Really hope you found it beneficial. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you don't listen to the review. That'll be coming out in, well, they told me that I've got 5 weeks for the second pedal, so we'll have to get it done before then. I'm pretty confident now that I'm going to be buying that second pedal, but I need to have a proper think about that too. And maybe that is something that we can do for a video, even try and see what we can get to in terms of, you know, closer things like that. I think that could make a really interesting video. So stay tuned for all those things. Thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video, guys, and hey guys, Bill King. So if you told me 2 years ago that I'd be sitting here today with
somebody hold
checking out the brand new Canis C5 direct drive sim racing wheel. Now, not only is this the cheapest direct drive on the market, this thing is absolutely crazy. Versatility, whether you're driving on a desk or in a dedicated sim racing space. So let's take a look at the C5 today and see whether this might be the sim racing wheel for you. Let's go.
On the road, I was being kinda used to being someone
Okay,
you
so
love.
before we kick off today, firstly, a big thank you to Micro Center for sponsoring today's video. Now, if you're in the US, you might already be familiar with Micro Center as an absolute mecca when it comes to pretty much anything electronic, from TVs all the way through to PC components. But what you might not know is that they're now also carrying a wide variety and expanding variety of sim racing products, which is really exciting because it means that you do now have the opportunity to live in the US to actually look at the products and in some cases even get hands-on with the product before you buy them. So really, really exciting. Now, as an added bonus, new customers can also receive $25 off their order of $100 or more if you register via the link down in the description. And they've also just opened a brand new store in Indianapolis, which if you register online via the link down in the description below, you can redeem a 128 gig flash drive for free when visiting this brand new store. So check them out via the link down in the description below or visit your local store today. Okay, so I wanted to start out today's video just by elaborating a little bit on our, I guess, our relationship. Because I think this is important for you guys to be very, very serious on. Now, as any of you guys that have watched this channel for a while now would know, we get sent here to review. It's pretty much exactly the same arrangement with every manufacturer these days. They send us here to review. We share our honest and unbiased opinions and observations and experiences with those products, and we then cross-compare with our experience with other products to ultimately try to give you the best representation we possibly can of what's going to provide you guys with the best value for money. So first of all, big thank you to Canis specifically across to us for review, as well as the other manufacturers whose gear we'll be comparing to in today's video. Now, the reason why I wanted to discuss the relationship with Canis in a little bit more detail here is simply because there was a little bit of strangeness and awkwardness in how this discussion kind of got underway to begin with. So
Come on, you freaking morons!
A year ago now to check out their 15 Newton meter wheelbase, and at the time it was very obvious that what they were looking for was more promotion rather than review. So they were offering us all kinds of incentives, and they were saying things like, we really want you guys to help us dominate the sim racing space. You know, just language like that, which is uncommon in the sim racing space. I know it's pretty common in the wider tech space, but when it comes to sim racing gear, most manufacturers are very much, hey, we've got this new piece of equipment, we want you guys to check it out and share your experience, and it's pretty much as simple as that. But yeah, in the case of Canis, it did come from a bit of a strange direction. Now, I pushed back on them very hard and said, look, that's not what we do. We don't promote products, we review them, we share the experiences with our audience, and it's as simple as that. And look, they were happy with that. When I pushed back on them and said, look, you know, we're happy to review the gear, please do send it to us, but, you know, we're gonna be sharing our honest and unbiased experiences. So the reason I'm telling you all this is simply because despite what you might see elsewhere on the internet, we're following the exact same process as we always do here at Boosted Media in how we're looking at and reviewing this product today. So I just wanted to share that with you before we kick off. But let's kick off now and start off by talking about pricing. So this thing is absolutely ridiculously cheap for a direct drive wheelbase. Comes in at $249 US for the wheel and the integrated base with these two little arms, which do actually line up with standard Fanatec mounts. So this is the same bolt pattern as you get with a rig, which is compatible with a DD1 and a DD2, for example. So you can simply lower the wheel down onto whatever wheel deck you have, screw through into the tapping threads on the arms here, and you're good to go. It's pretty crazy. Now, if you need pedals as well, this is available as a bundle. These guys are going to set you back an extra $50 US. So that takes the price up to $299 US. And then if you need to mount to a table, you have the option of this mounting bracket, which is actually really well designed again for the price they're asking. So this comes in at $29 US. Comes with the integrated table clamp, as well as this mounting bracket, which allows you to pivot the wheelbase at the back here. And by default, this angles the wheel at 10 degrees and can be lowered by 6 degrees up and down. So you can go -6 or +6 degrees, which gives you plenty of versatility. There's no reason why anybody would need to go any more than that for a table mount. And on a rig, generally, you've got even more adjustability there. So absolutely fine. Now, one thing you might notice is that there's actually a little blower fan in there as well. The fan actually comes with the wheel and wheelbase, not as part of this assembly, but there isn't actually any way to mount this on those supplied brackets. You actually have to mount this in to the bracket that comes with the table clamp. So it's a bit of a strange arrangement. I did try running the baby without the fan. It did get a little bit warm without the fan, but even at 100% forced feedback, I didn't actually have any problems with overheating or fading even without that fan. So that was a good thing to know. So you're looking at $328.
Oops, I killed myself.
Pedals and the mount, and that comes in.
Oops, I did it on purpose. Oops, it was an actual accident. Uh-oh, what shall I do now?
CSLDD bundle pricing, which comes with pedals, but without a table clamp, so you will need to pay extra for the table clamp if you need it for that particular bundle, and about $170 cheaper than the Moza R5 bundle, which previously was the best value direct drive wheelbase on the market. So there's been a lot of movement, a lot of price wars going on in the market at the moment, which is great for consumers. Hopefully it doesn't stifle innovation though. That is one thing that I'm a little bit worried about when we get into a race to the bottom like what we're seeing at the moment. It can
Yo.
so, that might be a subject to explore.
Yep, 665 days and 300 days on Twitch.
Sim racing package, which actually comes in cheaper than a Logitech G923.
Game starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fiesta Team Deathmatch.
Oh!
The lead.
Well, I had nothing that could really battle. A rocket launcher, so... There's my rocket launcher.
Tied the leader. Lost the lead. Remaining. Killing spree. Tied the leader. Lost the lead. Gained the lead. Gained the lead. Double kill.
Ever made.
Lost the lead.
Just a little too long. I'm looking for it's time to say it, time to say it. Goodbye, goodbye.
Lost the lead. Lost the lead. Tied the leader. Lost the lead.
Bullshit!
Game over.
Here, buddy. Hey, bud.
Yo.
Hey, bud. Time to play a different game. 665-day streak, still not enough, eh?
Nope. I've been on a
Yeah,
stream
time to
streak
play-
of 300 days on Twitch too.
Please stop talking.
No.
Wait, you're on Twitch? What's your Twitch? So none of us can watch it.
Same name as on here.
Alright, I'll be sure not to look it up.
Great to hear. Thank you very much. Come on! Next match are... Oh, wait. I should have... My dailies should be done. Yep. Eins. Drei. Drei. Vier. Oh, we have a long way to 50. Ball drop. Oh. Yeah, I will follow you. Oh. There's something. Oh, the one that I love. And say goodbye. There's something that I owe you. Alright. Maybe they're right. Maybe I should go to another game. I am at an hour and 12 minutes for this game. Oh, I'll go to Green Hell next, I think. Say, I'm giving on you. I'll be the one if you want me to. On you. I'll be the one if you want me to. And I'm giving all. Aw, my shotgun disappeared. You have a shotgun. You killed me with your shotgun. How dare you kill me with your shotgun? Now I have a shotgun and I can kill you. Ooh, little off the top. Gave him a nice haircut. And I'm giving up on you. Ah, so close. Oh, I want. There it is. Where is it? Thank you for that ammo. All for it. All make out in my head. Am I dead? Maybe less. Sometimes this shit in my head. Yeah. Hey! Hey! Stop attacking my foot! Hey! Stop! That tickles!
4, 3,
Stop!
1. Fiesta team.
You little brat!
If you're playing games on a computer, there are a ton of essential programs that you need to know about. And they're free. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on Game Ranks 25
Gain the lead.
every gamer should have. At number 2, update or install a lot of essential programs at once. And they're also So you can pretty much everything you want right out of the gate. A lot of the programs listed here aren't exactly PC game specific, but a lot of them are really useful for the day-to-day stuff on your computer. Both Nine-Night and Patch My PC are widely recommended. They're both fine to use. Nine-Night's very simple, while Patch My PC is a little bit more granular. They both have upsides and downsides, so check them out. See what you At number 24 is
Yeah, I should have taken out my baseball bat.
computer can actually be pretty annoying. Seems like every manufacturing developer out there has a program with the settings,
5
but
minutes
open RGB
remaining.
can make adjusting your RGB lighting a lot easier. It's open source, it's not proprietary.
Oh, that was just right under the door.
Simple interface, has a low overhead, it's really easy to use. But be sure to check the supported devices list before you attempt to use the program because certain hardware is not recommended.
There we go. That's how you do it, boy.
Useful all-in-one launcher for everything
Hey!
you have installed. You can automatically compile
Hey!
Steam, Origin, Epic Game Store, pretty much everything else.
Stop that!
It even lets you choose which version you want to start if you have the same game on multiple launchers. And it's also great for impact. If you don't want to use a launcher tied to
Good
the
old
storefront,
miss.
Late Night is a more basic but effective alternative. It's open source as well, but it's not now.
Yeah! Woo, baby!
There are a lot of different versions of this type of software out there, so do your research. KeyPass seems to be the most common recommendation. But that doesn't
Team wipe
do some research.
with a clat.
Found this one to be This is
Yo!
a Winterstat alternative, which if you're unaware is a fast and easy way to clearly see what's taking so much space on your hard disk in an efficient manner. Because space management is always a huge issue for gaming, you know, like file sizes. This is a really useful thing to have around. Winterstat is actually more popular than WizTree, but at this point it's very slow. It still works, it's a fine program, but there are alternatives. WizTree is generally the one that we think is the best. Try it out and you'll see exactly.
No.
At number 20 is
There we go. Gotcha. 1, 2.
online for
Thought I saw a third one.
Xbox 360 games. Like for games that have ended online support, this is really good because this program lets you get online and play with your friends. For games that you just wouldn't normally be able to, it's entirely peer-to-peer, so getting it all set up isn't the easiest, but you'll be able to play online with your friends once it is all set up, which is
Down, boy.
It's not actually a program or an app. It's absolutely essential for anyone. You know it. settings,
Categorize.
keyboard,
Oh,
uncheck
sweet
the
Christ.
for sticky keys, toggler keys. There, you can tap on your keyboard to your heart's content now. Why is this still a thing in 2022? And number 18 is GeForce Experience
Eternal life.
recording software, which is super useful for screencasting as long as you have an NVIDIA GPU. You can also use set drivers, but the thing about it is definitely the ability to create video.
Really July.
And number 17 is AMD Live, which is similar. It's recording software. It's also very easy to use, but
July.
with it, that's GeForce Experience. You've got an AMD supported card, free, and it works well, from what I have heard. And number 16 is Lightscreen, which is useful software for taking screenshots. It takes a lot of the tedium out of sorting and capturing as well. It works in the background where you just configure where you want your screenshots to go and what you want to do with them. Any video game theme makers out there. MSI app, which is hardware monitoring software that can tweak settings.
Almost a trip. Almost another team wipe.
NVIDIA GPUs.
No!
Well-known
Need more ammo.
software is
Thank you.
If you want to push software, you
Me up inside like the 4th of July. Whenever you're around, I always seem to find people like I will do.
14 is HW Info, a lightweight program, very useful.
No. Thank you.
Very well designed. It is an excellent alternative to MSI Afterburner.
Ah.
You have
I believe I can fly.
a discrete piece of software for that purpose. And number 13 is Rita Turner Server.
Forgive me, I had to fetch you at once. Is it true that Wolfgang is to leave for the America in the morning? Yes. I
Alright,
will never see him again. Yours is a love beyond compare.
it's Sunday.
I do not predict I shall ever again love so deeply.
I'm at an hour and a half. Oh.
He may have left already. I expect no goodbye.
Eliza,
Wolfgang, what are you doing here?
I had to see you again.
Is abandonment not cruel enough? You force me to see you again when you know I cannot and shall not ever have you. Just go.
Wait,
What game should I go
one
to?
last dance.
Sure, Apex Legends sounds good. Oh. Hey. I forgot. Yes, I did forget to change it after that yesterday. Oopsies. Dancing in the mirror, singing in the shower. La-da-dee, la-da-da, la-da-da.
You force me to see you again when
If they mouse the unicorn.
you know I cannot and shall not ever have you. Just go.
Wait. One last dance.
I'm gonna make it rain. Hey, brother Noah, I'll tell you what to do. Build me a floating zoo and take some the green alligators along the keys. Some humpback camels and some chimpanzees. Some cats and rats and elephants, for sure as you're born. Don't you forget my unicorn. Started falling. And then the animals, 2 by 2. And all letters they went through. Good Lord, I took the green alligators along the keys. Some humpback camels and some chimpanzees. Some cats and rats and elephants, but sure so forlorn. I just don't see no unicorn.
Don't leave me, my love.
I must.
Plain silly game.
But we will always have the steps.
It was born. Oh, them silly unicorns. Alligators and long neckies. Some humpback camels and some chimpanzees.
That was love, Jane.
Pain is
That's what
porn.
love looks like.
We just can't wait
Thank
for
you for
no
watching us.
unicorn.
We would love it if thou wouldst comment and like it.
Alright.
If you would subscribe toward you, just the smallest of subscribers, would be amazingst. Goodbye.
Well, that's why Mrs. Bradshaw was acting so weird. The janitor poisoned her food.
Oh. Did you have to write that paper for her class?
Nope. But I still got an A.
Oh, Tommy. You always get out of things so easy. No fair.
Hey, I'm gonna need that A. If I'm gonna go to the same college as you.
You're gonna go to college?
I'll go wherever you go.
I'm going to Yale.
I'll work in the cafeteria wherever you go. As long as we can be together.
Another successful Rex and Scooter shenanigan.
Oh, you guys. Recharging my shields. Wait.
I don't know what you're talking about, babe. But you're real cute.
Oh, right. I just had a sandwich in my hand, and now it's gone.
I'm Karen and I like cheap sandwiches like a cow. Fat shaming isn't a thing yet. Rex and Scooter strike again.
Those two kill me.
Did he use?
Okay, now do you
Must have been a weapon from one of those.
And then we're all wearing different clothes. How many days just went by during that freeze?
Come on, guys. You don't honestly think we're losing time?
Oh, dude! When did you get your ear pierced?
What?
Or am I earring things?
Wait, no jokes! Guys, no!
Rex and Scooter at it again!
Dude, we keep getting frozen and then stuff gets real.
Guys, look at my funny hat.
Scooter, stop! Your jokes are causing this.
Karen is dead, y'all! What is happening?
Guys, I just realized. school and then learn life lessons from Bradshaw?
No one cares. Guys, calm down. You know what always helps when things get really dark? What? Laughter.
You're under arrest for kicking Scooter in the throat until he died.
How would I even do that? I'm paralyzed. Guys, help! No, someone grab a joke! Yeah, they're dead.
Just dozed off and had a really crazy dream. Yep, everything's normal.
Everything is normal.
Hey guys, thanks for watching that 80s sketch. Yeah! Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment below your favorite 80s song. Yeah, isn't that like so dreamy? He's a dreamer. Yeah, and I also like not Screech. And I like the principal too. Mr. Feeney too. Hey guys!
What's up?
Welcome to another compilation. These sketches are the worst.
No, they're not the worst. They're the best top of the theme. The worst ever.
Oh, right.
Mama, life has just begun.
Basically, it's just a leaky faucet, so it shouldn't take any more than
All the
Is that a
way.
jetted tub? Okay, so this thing is gonna take all afternoon. And I'm gonna have to look.
Recharging my shields.
I have no idea what is wrong with that water. But now it is flooding everywhere. So I'm paying attention. No, y'all should have called animal control for this little beast. Can't get rabies again. You go right back in there.
I can't get rabies again. Not something you want to hear from your plumber.
Moment of truth. Lefty tighty, righty loosey. What in the Sam Hill? Toilets are crazy on the inside. I keep fishing here. Don't come in. I'm coming. If you slid a plate of cheese under the door, I would not be mad. You know not fascinated or excited. You got to learn to thank. This girl's really jammed. Oh no, that would have been stupid.
Passengers were getting hypothermia, and I pulled one woman to shore, but she was already fading. She just died right there in my arms.
What's she have? Okay, let's get you a prescription. Look, I know it's been tough losing the house and the job, but I want you to know I'm doing so well right now. I mean, life is good. Good. Now let's get you you a prescription.
Well,
for
that's
violent
unfortunate.
rampages, you know? Do not know where my pad is.
Oh, baby.
Could you hold this real quick? Okay. Ooh, bear tranquilizers. Those are gonna rock your world. My children play with these things. I don't even know why. Have you seen my paychecks? I should find one. Oh. That's in part because of things like this. Emotional trauma. Okay, Michael Stevens here for bedwetting. Are you hard of hearing me? Michael Stevens here for bedwetting? Also, fear of doorknobs. What? That's kind of weird. As you know, with patient-doctor confidentiality, nothing we talk about can leave this room, so... I once killed a man. Listen, I met your ex, and you dodged a bullet.
You know we were married for 10 years.
You dislodged a bullet.
You dislodged a bullet.
Wait, she's single now? It actually feels really good to get off my chest. Therapy works. Who knew, right?
Then when my dad passed away...
Look at that! Quitting time! Gonna go get in the bubble bath. Cause I really like my fish. Fish is my favorite kind. Well, I think you're making great progress.
Yeah, me too.
You won't win your father's love.
What? What?
Okay, now let's work on that phobia of clowns, all right? Okay. How do you feel? Good. How do you feel? Good. Good. How do you feel? Not good. You're doing great. You're doing great.
Sorry, I thought I was... Just thought I was...
Your father hates you. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, over the course of this trial, I will prove beyond all doubt that this man is innocent.
He's not on trial. She is.
Down the street, the stars started talking. But it had already kicked me into a game.
Objection, leading the witness.
And
I'm really not sure how to press
reason why you really set my world into motion. Hey, we're growing!
My client,
Yeah, yeah. Got two more.
Are there any
No
legal
matter.
in this case?
I'm glad you
It's
asked.
the top of it.
Siri,
It's
Google
just a
legal
bunch
precedents
of
for
matter.
the amendment
'Cause you're not really here.
Objection, leading the witness, probably. Also, define
Gold,
legal precedent.
black and
That's not
gold,
good enough.
black
I will
and
not
gold.
stand here and listen to you fill this hallowed room of justice with your blatant lies. Now answer the question. I want the truth.
Ooh, this is rough. The minimum is 5 years in Azkaban.
Your Honor, could I request a short recess? Just my bar exam scores have been posted. I'm really hoping I pass this time. Can't fail 5 times in a row.
Ain't nothing but black.
This is my 6th time.
Objection! It's something beyond, and I don't see what I can feel.
One more time, I will fine you.
There's only validation. For you. You're not really here.
Between you and me,
Thoughts don't even matter. Here to the top, fair.
no, you don't need to.
All just a bunch of matter.
Stop it.
'Cause you're not really here.
Mr. Jones, you were sitting at home, eating dinner, watching TV on the night of July 15th, weren't you?
Well, the night...
Objection? Leading the witness.
Sustained.
Oh, so that's what that means.
Yeah, so that's what
Never
that
mind, I'm
means.
still confused
take a 10-minute recess.
Oh, good. I need this. I'm pretty sure the Miranda rights only apply to people named Miranda. It's a simple fact.
This is gonna be a good fight.
You wanna go?
Will you be paying me before or after you get
When did they start making these? Don't worry, ma'am. We will find your purse thief. Now, how tall would you say he was? Nice.
About 6 feet.
Attractive?
What?
Did you say he was more attractive than, say, me? Oh, protected. That's a yes. Got a situation. Someone stole my car keys. Okay, here's a rendering of your description. Sir, do you have any idea how fast you were going? 'Cause this is out of batteries. I'm putting out an APB on a tall Caucasian male, blonde, and very skinny. Oh, there's a little plug-in thing. Hey, you, stop loitering. Dirty lawyer car. I'm on my way. ETA 5 minutes, or maybe 10, maybe 15 minutes. Where's my gun? Give me 20 minutes. You see my gun? We've got an 1126 outside the bank on Main Street.
You have an abandoned bicycle?
Oh. Laser tag. Never mind about the code. Don't about the wrong bank. Wait. Hold on. No. They're just standing there. Doing nothing. Wait. Hey!
In conclusion, the shark is a majestic creature, but at its heart of hearts, it is a killing machine that will tear your body apart in less time than it takes to say, I wish I never set foot in the ocean. Are there any questions? Okay, let's move on to crocodiles. A as in ape, acorn, apple. Wait, okay, nap time, everybody. She looks a little thin to be normal.
Okay, Sally. Thank you. Now, does anyone have anything for show and tell that isn't incredibly boring? No? Okay, go to sleep then.
Apple. Have I been pronouncing that wrong my whole life? Oh no, I forgot my lunch. Hey, Johnny, is that a good sandwich you got there? How would you like to get an A in this class?
Remember, my ears don't hear complaining. Did anyone watch The Bachelor last night? I will tell you about it in detail.
Susie, I don't care about your problems, okay?
Well, she's leaving. And for story time today, we'll be reading Twilight. Could have sworn that you called it an apple, but there's an A in it. Based on a true story. Listen up, folks. Terry has been a joy easily one of the smartest girls.
I hate this weapon!
It's April for sure. He is average.
No. Back to the game.
Keep watching. Subscribe.
Don't pop me on belly popping.
Oh, sweet. My new app just downloaded. It's called Ask Severus.
As in Severus Snape?
Obviously. exit 394. You missed it.
Sevi, call Adam. Grandma?
Sevi, how do I make
Place the cream and vanilla bean into a large frying pan.
I'm watching Matlock. I'll describe it shot by shot. We open on a picture of the state capitol.
And you missed it again. Add powdered root of asphodel to an infusion of wood.
Wait, what?
Sevi, how do you treat the snake bite? Sevi.
I refuse to have people named Jen.
Oh, this looks so good.
Hey, go ahead, dig in.
Alright.
So? Alright? Natalie? Natalie.
Now you know how it feels to lose someone you love.
What?
Great. Now we're out of gas. You're the worst, Sevi.
Relax, Matthew. I've called someone to pick you up.
Oh, really? Who?
The Wambulance.
Aha.
Your battery.
Aha. Aha. Meow. I don't like control. Alright, I'm off. Alright, thank you everybody for dropping in. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you have a good night, and I will